Hello, this is the February 2018 video edition of the Iowa General Fund Monthly Revenue Memo. My name is Jeff Robinson, Senior Fiscal Analyst for the Iowa Legislative Services Agency, the nonpartisan support agency of the Iowa Legislature. On a net cash fiscal year basis, meaning gross revenue from July 1 through February 28, minus refunds issued during that time, Iowa General Fund revenue has increased significantly. However, the situation is not near as positive as the raw numbers might indicate. To start, let's look at the net receipts number. Without adjustment for known comparison differences, net general fund revenue increased $429 million and 9.3% through February. But four known and necessary adjustments must be made to that raw cash year growth number in order to add perspective on the actual fiscal year net revenue situation. First, converting fiscal year 2018 cash year revenue to fiscal year revenue requires the subtraction of $102 million in net revenue from fiscal year 2018 receipts. This is the money received and refunds issued after June 30th, 2017, but accrued back to fiscal year 17 net receipts through the annual year-end accrual process. This produces net fiscal year-to-date growth through February of $326 million and 7%. Second, February 25th is an important due date for withholding tax and sales and use tax quarterly payments. A procedural difference between how those payments were handled this year and how they were handled in previous years has resulted in a portion of the electronic tax payments for those two taxes being deposited one day earlier than was the case last year. Last year, some of the February 25th money was deposited March 1st. This year, the result is a $42 million boost to February revenue that will disappear from the growth calculations on March 2nd. Third, the major federal tax changes enacted December 22nd resulted in a need for some state taxpayers to remit earlier and additional state income tax estimate payments to Iowa and other states. Federal limitations on the deduction of state and local income and property tax mean that for many taxpayers, tax year 2017 is the last year those taxes can be used to reduce federal income taxes, and to be fully deductible for federal purposes, they needed to be remitted to the state or local government by December 31st, 2017. By the time the checks mailed to the Department of Revenue were processed, deposits of fourth quarter individual income tax payments were up at least $100 million compared to last year. While some portion of this revenue increase may represent actual tax liability growth, the majority can be considered taxpayers making earlier payment of taxes they would otherwise owe when filing their income tax returns this spring. Finally, the dollar total of individual income tax refunds issued over the 3 months of December 2017 through February of 2018 was the lowest since at least fiscal year 2004. And the $18.6 million issued this year is $71 million less than last year's level. This chart indicates how far below traditional refund levels the last 3 months have been. The Department of Revenue has announced that, like last year, income tax refunds will be delayed in fiscal year 2018. Adjusting for these four items, what looks like substantial revenue growth on a cash year basis is really modest growth on a fiscal year basis. Growth is $113 million and 2.4%. In summary, and after including the described adjustments, year-to-date net revenue growth through February is about 2.4%, right at the Revenue Estimating Conference projection for the full fiscal year. With the tax year 2018 tax return season starting, with the announced delay in refund issuance, and with the uncertainty of the impact of federal tax changes on Iowa's tax revenue stream, tracking net general fund revenue growth will be more difficult than usual until all tax returns for tax year 2017 have been filed. Goodbye, thank you, and please check out the next monthly video memo in early April.